Hello, my name is Karina Pastor, and this is my video for exploring personal virtues. In my work as a teacher at a Christian school, I find that my personal virtues greatly shape how I approach teaching and interacting with my students on a daily basis. I am a Spanish teacher working at a Christian school. I teach both high school and elementary. Our school is divided into blue and gold days. On Mondays, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I teach at the high school, and Wednesdays and Fridays, I teach at the elementary from grades first through fifth grade. And then for high school, it's 9th through 12th. So this type of schedule definitely requires me to be flexible, adaptable, and how I manage not only my time, but also my energy. And also, I am a single mother of three boys that also attend the same school that I work at. So balancing work and for my family life adds another layer of responsibility to my day. And in all of these roles, I rely on certain virtues to guide me both outside the classroom and inside the classroom. So as a Christian educator, my belief in free will, it plays a significant role in how I approach my teaching. I emphasize the importance of making wise choices and respecting the choices of others because not everyone's going to like the same things that we like, right? So this aligns perfectly, I believe, with the value of empathy. It's a civic virtue that I believe is essential to creating a respectful and inclusive classroom. And in my own life, having overcoming experiences that were very tough as a childhood trauma, I've learned the power of empathy. And instead of focusing on hatred, I like to focus on forgiveness and the belief that everyone is worthy of respect no matter what their choices were. Everyone has the right to make a mistake, but it's also our right to be able to forgive them. And forgiveness is, I always tell my students and my own children that it's not that the other person may deserve it, but we deserve to have that freedom. Being able to walk without carrying any resentment, to me, is the most important of being able to keep a healthy heart and being able to stay empathetic of what other people go through. Because sometimes we may think or we may say that, oh, well, my life was even more difficult. Like what you are going through is nothing. No, being empathetic means that you were able to let go of that tough situation that you did go through. Yes, it was tough, but at the same time, you have an open heart to feel for what others are going through as well and being able to be respectful. I experienced sexual abuse as a child, and I can openly say that I have forgiven those people that did it, and that I am able to walk with a clean heart and a clean mind. To be able to love others, I encourage my students to develop empathy towards others, regardless of their backgrounds and their differences, because we're all different. Another virtue that I love and go by is integrity. This is a moral virtue. It's another core value here at our school, actually. And as a teacher, I strive to model honesty and fairness because sometimes it's easy to love the child that listens to you and maybe not the one that is kind of on the naughty side. But being able to have fairness and honesty in all my interactions with not only students but parents and my colleagues, this helps us build trust and helps foster an environment where students can feel safe to express themselves and grow. I truly believe in that. Even in my home, I always tell my boys, I only have boys, I always tell them that they can tell me anything. And I practice this with me saying, even those difficult times that I'm going through. Recently, I was diagnosed. I was very sick the past 2 months, and I was diagnosed with lupus. And just going through a lot of the process, getting through the medical, and there's still a long road for me, obviously. And there's been days where I have felt very sick, and at the beginning I was scared. They were doing biopsies because I also have some tumors, and so when they were doing these biopsies, and just letting me know, hey, this these could be malignant or this and that. I'm still waiting on results, but just hearing initial feedback from doctors really scared me, and freaked me out, where I shut down and was not talking to anyone, and was not talking to my kids either. Trying not to get emotional here, but someone told me that it was important for me to speak to my children and let them know what was going on. And I believe that's part of integrity. I have always had an open communication with my boys because I am a single mom. I've been a single parent for a very, very long time. And so I've always been strong for them. And I felt like I was being very weak, and it was hard to speak to them and let them know, hey, this is going on. Also, I didn't know. I didn't want to hurt them or have them worry for me, right? But once I was able to speak to them and let them know the situation of my health and where I'm at right now, it just gave me so much freedom, and understand that integrity works both ways. Not only my children telling me what they're going through, but also me being able to be open with them, so they can feel safe to speak to me. And it's amazing that I was able to do that, and I was encouraged to do that, and that plays a huge part of being to having a healthy home. And so definitely that has been life changing for me. And just these past few weeks, few days, last week, just going through so much. But being able to stay true to what you believe in makes a huge difference. And so, with that, being able to strive for diligence has been so difficult, just because there's been days where I have felt so weak, so tired, can't even, do much or get up. And there's good days, there's bad days, and every day is a good day because the Lord has given it to us. But there's just health wise, there's been very difficult days. But being able to stay diligent in my performance is such a huge thing, such a virtue to be able to maintain. I've always been very diligent. I have to as a single parent, right? But now it has been so difficult, to being able to maintain the high standard, in both my work and my teaching, in my personal life. But I know that it's just being able to prepare those engaging lessons for my students, or managing the demands of motherhood, and the student all at the same time. They will help me to continue to stay focused and dedicated to my responsibilities as an educator and as a parent. And one of the most powerful ways I incorporate faith in my values and in my classroom is through the concept of we are all created in God's image, right? This belief encourages me to treat my students with dignity and respect, recognizing that they all have their potential, their individual potential, and that I am here to help them develop into the people of the character of God, right? As I work with my students, whether they're in high school or elementary, I help guide them through their own virtues like empathy, integrity, diligence, curiosity, whatever it is, right? So they can succeed not only academically, but also as compassionate individuals who contribute positively to community. So last week, our school just had a missions week, and this is a time where they travel to different places, whether it be outside of the state, or within the community. They learn to serve their community, and so they go to different places. It could be Ronald McDonald House, it could be Goodwill, it could be Salvation Army, different places to help serve the community or feed the homeless. They are this is a week that the school takes to do all of that, and just to be able to teach them what they have been learning throughout the year of how we serve, how we love, how everything comes to life in that week, right? And so, being able to teach our students to contribute positively to society is the number one core value that we hold here at our school. And I am in love with this place or this school because of that. We definitely focus on academics and following our books, right, our curriculum, but there's nothing greater than to show them the love of God and to be able to help them grow in that, so forming their character, right? It's more than just academic achievement. It's about shaping hearts and minds of our students to become individuals who care for others, who act with integrity and make decisions based on moral principles. And in this process, I use storytelling, discussion, and strategies to foster these virtues in my students. And I share my own life a lot, obviously, to a level where they're going to understand, right? But whether it's discussing historical figures in Spanish speaking countries and exploring biblical principles that attach to that, I encourage students to think about how virtues we discuss can be applied in their own lives, right? So, lastly, as I continue to grow in my role as an educator, I plan to utilize resources like the resources that we have at Canyon. Also here at work, we have a lot of resources that work through GCU as well. So a lot of our in-house classes are done through GCU, and also just reading books from authors that will help me. El Shaddai also has great Spanish books to help, because I do teach Spanish right now, to deepen my understanding of character formation. These resources will help me refine my ability to shape an inclusive classroom culture that encourages moral and intellectual growth for all my students. So, yeah, thank you for listening, and thank you for this opportunity of being able to record this.